Hello, my name is Greg Hume. I'm a writer, music composer, and ardent piano player. Welcome to Fast Film Facts. Today's episode is about the 2008 blockbuster smash hit Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr., Jeff Bridges, and directed by Jon Favreau. So without further ado, let's dive into 10 fast film facts about the film that saved Robert Downey Jr.'s career, Iron Man. Number 1. English actor Paul Bettany was cast as the voice of Tony Stark's electronic butler Jarvis, and has said that he has never actually watched the film. He said the part was the easiest job ever, and was almost like a robbery considering he only spent 2 hours recording his lines, got handsomely paid, and went on a vacation shortly after with his wife Jennifer Connelly. Incidentally, Connelly would later go on to voice another of Tony Stark's electronic assistants, Karen, in Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 2. The script wasn't entirely finished before filming began on Iron Man, which allowed the actors to play around with the dialogue. Robert Downey Jr. relished the opportunity to improvise a lot of his lines and do multiple different versions of the same scene over and over again. However, Gwyneth Paltrow wasn't so keen on the process as she struggled to keep up with him. Jeff Bridges also confessed he had a hard time having no script or rehearsal time. However, he said that thinking of it as a $200 million student film helped put his mind at ease. Number 3. About an hour into the film, Obadiah Stane can be seen playing the piano in Tony's apartment. The piece he is playing is by Antonio Salieri, who is depicted in the film Amadeus as being Wolfgang Mozart's jealous friend and rival who attempts to kill Mozart and steal his work to use for his own gains. Although the story in Amadeus has questionable historical accuracy, this comparison is appropriate for how Tony and Obadiah's relationship develops throughout the film. Number 4. Several actors who were approached to play roles in this film went on to play other parts in Marvel films later down the line. Sam Rockwell was considered for the role of Tony Stark before Robert Downey Jr. got the part. He later played Tony's jealous rival Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2. Also, Rachel McAdams was Jon Favreau's original choice for Pepper Potts, before Gwyneth Paltrow got the part. She would later turn up in Doctor Strange playing the part of Dr. Christine Palmer. Number 5. In order to play the eccentric billionaire playboy role, Robert Downey Jr. based Tony Stark on real-life multi-billionaire Elon Musk, who gave him a tour of his SpaceX facility in 2007. He was later asked to make a cameo appearance in Iron Man 2 as a thank you for his contributions to the character. Number 6. The first actor to be cast in the film was Terrence Howard, who played Tony's best friend James Rhodes. Howard had a higher salary than Downey Jr., making almost 10 times as much, and he was contracted for a further 3 films. However, when it came time to make the sequel, Downey's star status had skyrocketed, and Howard was offered far less for the role this time around. This didn't sit well with him, and he pulled away from the role, giving it to Don Cheadle, who went on to play the character for all subsequent films in the franchise. Number 7. The post-credit scene when Nick Fury informs Tony Stark of the Avengers Initiative was originally cut from the primary release of the film. This is because when the film was first greenlit, it was never supposed to set up a cinematic universe. However, when Disney bought the franchise and enlisted Kevin Feige to oversee the production, this scene was reinstated into all subsequent versions of the film. Number 8. Director Jon Favreau got the idea to cast Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark after seeing him in the film Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in 2005. The director of that film, Shane Black, went on to write and direct the third installment of the Iron Man franchise after Jon Favreau stepped down as director. Number 9. The final line of the film I Am Iron Man was not in the original script, but ad-libbed by Robert Downey Jr. Kevin Feige approved using it in the final cut of the film, and decided to do away with the secret identity formula moving forward. Incidentally, the extras in this scene were told that this was a dream sequence in order to avoid spoilers for when the film was released. Number 10. Originally, Tony Stark's arch-nemesis the Mandarin was going to be the villain in this film. However, Jon Favreau thought he was too fantastical and outdated for the real-world story he was trying to tell. Instead, he was made into a background presence pulling the strings like a puppet master akin to the Emperor in Star Wars. However, they decided to go in a different direction with the character when it came time to make Iron Man 3. So there we have it. Those are my 10 interesting facts about Iron Man. Tune in next time where I'll be covering more fascinating film facts on some of your favourite blockbuster movies. See you then.